Now, this is the headline that is shown on Zimbabwe Today's Herald. It reads, Major General Munongwa promoted on retirement. How can one be promoted when they are retired? What does this mean? And who is this Major General Munongwa? Greetings, good people. Welcome back to TVCN Live. Now, we dive into the latest from the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. President ED, as the Commander-in-Chief, has officially retired senior military figure in a landmark ceremony. And let's dive in. Now, here's the moment. On Tuesday, 14 January 2026, Major General Tom Leta Munongwa was formally retired from active service and honorably elevated to the rank of Brigadier General. Showing on the screen is one of the scenes from the retirement day and the promotion. And the ceremony was presided over by Commander of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, General Emmanuel Matutu. General Matutu praised Brigadier General Munongwa as a foundational figure in the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, especially in the Corps of Engineers, where he served from the very inception of the force. He said, "It is my pleasure this afternoon to preside over this ceremony where I have just conferred the rank and status of Major General Tom Munongwa. He has served in the Zimbabwe Defense Forces from its inception, witnessed its evolution, and contributed immensely to its development." General Matutu described the career as illustrious and urged the retiring officer to stay connected. "You're young and you go into your retirement. Please do not isolate yourself from the organization. This is your home. You spent your life serving the nation, both before and after independence. Take a look." Now let us take a look at this more heartfelt, emotional farewell. In his heartfelt response, the newly promoted Brigadier General expressed deep gratitude, and he said, "It is basically through your support, guidance, mentorship, and belief in my abilities that culminated in today's recognition." He reflected on his journey. "My journey has been long filled with many lessons, challenges, and experiences. I also like to thank the Lord Almighty for this elevation." He gave special thanks to his wife and family for the unwavering support. This retirement is part of an ongoing wave of senior exits under President Mnangagwa's leadership, signaling ongoing restructuring and generational changes in the Zimbabwe Defense Forces top ranks. President Mnangagwa's Commander-in-Chief continues to shape the future of our defense forces. Ladies and gentlemen, now picture this, a dark sky over the hero's acre. Yes, row after row of fresh graves, and in just 2 years, more and more of those graves belong to Zimbabwe's top soldiers. Ladies and gentlemen, now lying under the top soil. From the year 2024 to the year 2025, Zimbabwe's defense forces have lost a shocking number of senior officers, generals, colonels, Air Force commanders, even the personal driver of the nation's top soldier. We're talking of Valero Sibanda, the general. On paper, it is all short illnesses and tragic accidents. But when you put the dates, the names, and the ranks together, a different picture begins to emerge. Is this bad luck? Is it a health crisis? Or is someone somewhere quietly cleaning the house in the barracks? Ladies and gentlemen, stay with this video, because the next few minutes, the full timeline of this death is gonna be shocking you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before we dive into the data, let us set the scene. Zimbabwe's National Army and the Air Force has always been powerful players in politics, from the liberation struggle to Gukurahundi era to the 2017 coup that would remove Robert Gabriel Mugabe. Also uncool, we see the generals have never just been background actors. Since the 2017 coup, reports say more than 24 senior military officers have died. By 2024, some commentators were already talking about a case of the generals. Then 2024 and 2025 arrived, and the toll got even harder to ignore. What you're about to hear is a combined timeline of confirmed deaths in just those 2 years, ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude the year 2025. Today is the 30th of December, the year 2025. One day to go before we enter the year 2026. But let me take you back in time. "2024 begins. We see a wave. It is April 2024, and we see Brigadier General Shadrach Veja. News break that retired Brigadier Shadrach Veja has died in a road accident. Now, he doesn't die in a gun battle, not an overseas mission. It's a car crash. He is reported to have died among other army officers. And there's grief, great grief, statements of condolences, a short burst of headlines, and then silence again. On its own, you might call it a tragedy, but as the year goes on, it starts to look more like the opening chapter of something bigger. July 2024, we see cluster 3 senior deaths. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, July 2024, the floodgates do open. First, 13 July, retired Brigadier General Michael Chaminuka dies at Trauma Center in Harare, reportedly after a short illness. He's no ordinary soldier. He is known to have worked closely with Vice President Chiwenga in the past. Within days, another name does drop. Brigadier General Lamek Mutanda also retired. He also does get taken by a short illness. He's declared a national hero and is laid to rest at the Heroes Echo. Then 21 July, Colonel Andrew Kabayira dies at an army hospital again after what is publicly described as a short illness. 3 senior officers, 3 deaths in the same month. Same pattern of language, same silence on deeper medical details. For families, it is pure grief. For observers, it's the first clear sign that 2024 is not a normal year for Zimbabweans and their officer corps. late 2024, Air Force does do hit Air Commodore Peter Zimondi, serving as Director General of Administration in the Air Force of Zimbabwe, dies from injuries sustained in a road accident near Chitungwizan. This death lands on top of area concerns about crashes and aging equipment in Air Force. By the end of 2024, reports suggest more than 10 senior officers, generals and colonels have died in that single year alone. Commentators and activists began talking about alarmingly high death toll among senior officers. And yet, the unofficial explanation remains the same: short illnesses, accidents, and nothing, no more to say. But the story doesn't end there, because the year 2025 arrives and the pattern continues. January 2025, Major General retired Solomon Siziba passes away at age 67. He is regarded as a veteran of the Liberation War and an important figure in the post-independence army, especially in border operations and integration of former guerrilla forces. His death is again described as following a brief illness. For many Zimbabweans, it is another respected name added to the growing list. For those watching the pattern, it is the first major marker of the year 2025. Mid-2025, tragedy strikes again. Air Force pilot Ritskwane Vuyonube is killed when a fighter jet crashes during a routine sortie near Gweru, and we see reports link the incident to ongoing concerns over old aircraft and safety issues within the Zimbabwe Air Force. This is not just a statistic, it is a reminder that the hardware the military relies on can be as deadly as an enemy if it is not maintained. Now it's November 2025. Sergeant Chiwenga, the driver assigned to Zimbabwe Defense Forces Commander General Philip Valerius Sibanda, dies in a road traffic accident in Harare. This incident happens during a period when road accidents spike around Heroes and Defense Forces holidays, reportedly killing multiple people, including security forces members. The symbolism is heavy. Not just any soldier, but the man driving the top commander, Philip Valerius Sibanda himself. December 2025, where we are right now. Only one day left to reach the year 2026. Brigadier General Chiwenga and Brigadier General Ngarawa. As the year draws to the close, two more senior names are lost. 13 December 2025, Brigadier General retired Max Charles Chiwenga at the age of 68. He dies following a brief illness. A veteran of the liberation struggle, a long-serving Zimbabwe National Army officer He's declared national hero and is buried at the National Heroes Acre on December the 17th. Then around 27 to 28 December 2025, we're talking about 1 to 2 days ago, former senior commander Brigadier General retired Matthias Tisraingarava also passes away. He is remembered as a commander with key roles in past operations, including Zimbabwe's controversial deployment in the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Two retired brigadiers gone within weeks. At the end of the year already, the end of the year is marked by loss again. So what does this mean? Patterns, power, and questions. Between 2017 and 2025, countless reports and social media posts have highlighted the number of generals and senior officers dying in Zimbabwe. Some compile lists showing more than 24 generals gone since the coup that removed. So what does this mean? Mugabe. 2024 analysts, they talk about alarmingly high death toll among senior officers by late 2025. Questions grow louder and louder and louder and louder. Is this simply age catching up with the liberation era commanders? Is it a reflection of health systems and stress? Or it is tied to political realignments as new army chiefs are promoted and old networks fade? Official statements, they press stress natural causes and accidents, but in the court of public opinion, especially online, words like page and pattern keep coming back. Now, one thing is clear. Zimbabwe's military is losing veterans and leaders at a faster rate than most people realize. And whether you believe it, with faith, pure health care, bad roads, old equipment, or deliberately cleansing, the impact on the institution is real. These names are not just headlines. They're years of experience, yes. Old alliances, yes. And silent histories disappearing from the scene and from the stage. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Type 1 if you think this is mostly natural causes. 2 if you blame accidents and failing infrastructure. 3 if you suspect deliberate pages. If you want to follow up, breaking down the politics behind the promotions and reshuffles, ladies and gentlemen, hit the subscribe and turn on the notifications. The story is not finished. Yo, Zimbabwe family, Moroi Wanave Zimbabwe. Yeah man, it's your boy, Dr. Clarence, breaking down the political fire that has got everybody talking. Today, right about now, we're taking a deep dive into the man of the moment. Yeah man, Vice President, VP Constitution Chiwenga on POV, yes, from war hero to health reformer to anti-corruption crusader. Everyone is buzzing about. Is this the rise of a new era, or just more ZANU-PF drama. We have seen the social media storms in the social media, the war vets. We see them flipping sides. Even YouTube debates calling him the people's general. What is happening? Is anything happening in the nation of Zimbabwe? Ladies and gentlemen, stick around as we do unpack his skyrocketing popularity, the whispers of the year 2028, and all of the hot takes shaking Harare. Hit that like button whether you like it or not. Yes, sir. First things first, let's set the record straight on Comrade Chiwenga. Who is he? Born 1956 in Wedza, Mashonaland East, this guy is no overnight sensation. He joins the liberation struggle as a teenager, fighting under the alias Dombo in the Zanla forces. By independence 1980, he was already climbing the ranks in the Zimbabwe National Army. Fast forward, he becomes commander of the Defense Forces in 1994, a role which he holds for over 2 decades. Remember, Operation Restore Legacy, the year is 2007. This assisted a transition that is militarily assisted, and we see Mugabe, Robert, ousted. Chiwenga is the architect, the guy who mobilizes the troops and stays down the old guard. Post the coup, he retires from the military, gets appointed VP in 2017. He even takes on health minister role during the COVID-19, pushing reforms that saved lives. But it's not all medals and speeches. He has been married at least twice. First, to Mary Mbayiwa, divorced amid drama. Now happily hitched to Minnie Baloyi since the year 2021. Their Dubai vacay pics go viral in September 2025, showing a soft side. Yes, Zikubuda so sweet, as the fans said. Net worth estimate puts him in the elite league, but he is no flashy entrepreneur. He rises from the shadows to the spotlight. Chiwenga's popularity is not random. It's a perfect storm. Back in 2025, he drops bombs at Heroes Acre, a fiery speech honoring the fallen but really shading the personality cults and factionalism tearing ZANU-PF apart. Analysts called it a chess move, signaling he is not fading or falling into the background or on the ground. Fast forward October, ZANU-PF Mutare conference explodes into a proxy war. Chiwenga's camp blocks Tycoon Kudakwashita Gray Central Committee bid. At first, seeing him as Mnangagwa's money man undermining the revolution, Tagrey sneaks in later, but the damage is done. Headline screams power struggle. Power struggle, power smuggle. Even me myself, I'm struggling. Now, war veterans to flip the script big time, we see the emergence of Blessed, the bombshell, Comrade Geza, Comrade Bombshell. He goes viral and takes over social media. He is rallying for Chiwenga to replace E.D. Mnangagwa. Make way for the general. His posts raking up thousands of shares. By November, Chiwenga shows up at the ZDF handover in full ceremonial uniform. First time in 8 years, X erupts. Is this a new takeover signal? Nick Mangwana's tweet alone gets 70,000 views. And the crowds at public events, he is pulling numbers, second only to Chamisa. In April, he reminds folks at Mutapa Hall, the struggle was for all Zimbabweans, not one province. A direct jab at Karangarization. ED's alleged favoritism towards Midland cronies. Social media on fire. Posts go like Chiwenga Chaiye. From one called Majairos, we see 40,000 likes. Call him the anti-corruption king. Even opposition voices whisper he is overrated. But amidst his poor semantic searches showed 2025 chatter spiking around Chiwenga 2028. From anti-looting rants to economic reform calls. Why now? Why now? ED is pushing a second-year term extension, a 2-year term extension, post-2028, ditching the USD and battling 95% unemployment. Chiwenga is opposing all that, positioning as the stabilizer. His faction is gaining structures in Mashonaland East and beyond. But the big question, is that enough? Hold that thought. We see the emergence of Baza, Skandauser, Support, and Shade. There is a hype squad, the hype squad, war veterans and traditionalists. They love him. We see one called Chipom Sarua Quips. Chiwenga, the logical successor, military cred, anti-cult vibe. 9,000 views. Anti-corruption fire. In December 2025, he roasted newly rich AD allies. Build factories, not big tummies. International flex. We see here meeting SA's Deputy Mashatile in November, strengthening SADC ties. Iran embassy, KDC, even Hopo Chingono amplifies. Chiwenga calls out entrepreneurs. But can he fix the mess? And the shade throwers. Critics drag his past. One called Max Mamo XN questions. Gukura Hundi 2008 violence, 2017 coup. Even his divorce drama. Opportunism or real challenge. ED loyalists strike back. Chemba Maliskwa. On social media. He always says social media and structures. Chiwenga needs party buy-in, not ghost likes. Overrated. ED is unchallenged. Peripheral roles. October 2 in Matibele land pledges water projects, but Zim-I calls it sideline city amid infighting. what we see is pro-Chiwenga vibes and anti-Chiwenga heat. The pro-vibes, anti-corruption crusader, e.g. versus Tagirei, massive rallies, ex-bars 300% mention spike, reform focus, health, prisons, economy, war vet hero for 2030 stability, anti-Chiwenga hit, tied to past atrocities, Kukra won 2018 seniors power hungry opposes ED's extension, family scandals, the divorce and the vacay optics, Lex broad opposition appeal. The bottom line, the talk 70 over 30 positive in 2025 searches. Folks see him as the anti-ED antidote, but skeptics say, Pastor Chiwenga or General, pick a lane. So what is next in the year 2028? 2028 or bust? Where is he headed? Chiwenga camp says he is the necessary heir. Institutional logic with war vets, military loyalty, and anti-graft creed. 2028 could be his, but ED is not budging. Term extension push, Tagirei co-opt, and structure control. Opportunism, optimists, his uniform flex, and crowd pulls, signal resurgence. Pessimist, ZANU-PF is down its own. Remember Mujuru. And my take, Chiwenga's rise is real, fueled by ED stumbles, inflation, no cancer machines, 2,500 maternal deaths yearly, but it will take more than bars. Real win is on jobs, factories, and unity. Zimbabwe needs leaders building, not battling. What about you? 2028 ballot. Chiwenga, ED, forever or fresh blood? The scoop is on Chiwenga's ride from cool king to corruption slayer. Is this lit a fire? Smash the like button, hit that subscribe button. Team Chiwenga or not Team Chiwenga? Peace out. Zimbabwe, Turamba, Tichishanda.